Hello, I announced I would make a quick recap. This recap could be a bit longer because we had decent action today. And yeah, I want to go over how I saw the day play out, which trades I took, which trades I missed, and yeah, so let's get right into it. So the first thing I saw when I came on, the daily right here, you can see that we are in discount. We swept this low, closed below this though, same thing right here. So daily isn't too telling what happened. We still had this NWAG as a draw on price. But yeah, the main thing for me was this 4 hour, basically. That's what I based most of my bias off of today. We did have this 4 hour right here on NQ where we traded into, and I'll just explain why this held so much power value to me. So on the 1 hour, when I looked at charts today, I saw this gap that got respected, and I was hoping for a price to actually go back to discount right here. I had an alert, we didn't do that, so nothing much to do there. When I hopped on charts, I looked at the 50-minute time frame, and I saw that Asia pretty much traded higher, London traded higher right here, and then we delivered lower, right? So what I did was I used this 15-minute price action to determine that this was my consolidation right here, and I got on charts right here. So I saw this as my manipulation into this gap and was expecting a distribution. Other than that, we had the previous day low sweep on both assets, so that also added to my bullish bias. Now let's get back lower on the time frames itself and explain exactly what I saw, what I was expecting. So when I hopped on and looked at the 5-minute charts, this was where I hopped on with the mentorship guys on stream with Paul, and I told them that this was a really good wick theory setup. Why was it that good? Because as you can see, first of all, the whole narrative bias thing, below previous day low, what else? But on the lower time frame, you can see we had an SMT right here. And I think this guy was still unmitigated right here. So not sure. But what I wanted to see, I think this was the start of the 1 hour gap, or maybe this, either this or this. So both draws still valid to get taken out. And I actually got on late because I had no chance to enter right here. Also, it's pre-market. We had Trump talking at 8:30, so I can see why guys don't really want to take this, but to me this looked really good. And then we delivered, and this to me was a pretty bullish sign. The next thing I looked at was the 50-minute, because I was expecting this SMT to hold. So I looked at this as my next rejection block. And as you can see, we pretty much perfectly delivered off that too. Same thing on ES on the 5-minute. So both assets held price. But let's go on the lower time frame where I then actually looked to take a trade. So here it also gave like an entry trigger depending on how you traded or how you trade, but you can see right here this was my telling sign that we probably expand. I saw a couple people on the call took this, which was a good trade, but you would go break even at this high and then get stopped at break even, right? And the reason why you get stopped is because NQ reswept this low and ES did not. Right here. So when I saw this SMT and it actually held, price started to move away from it, I was expecting higher prices. And then what I did was just look for like 1 minute ranges. In this case, you could even argue that this was the range right here, right, from swing low to swing high, but depends on how you want to use it, right? I mean, it's discounted. So this was when Trump was talking, by the way. And this pretty much played out the whole way. Every time we mitigated a 1 minute range, we delivered. And this happened over and over and over in today's price action. You can see this one actually got that to the tick right here. And then we had market open. So first you could have traded, like I explained, could have traded this, could have traded this, could have traded the 1 minute ranges up to, this was my main draw for today, these highs right here. Just let's mark them so you guys can see. So this was my main draw, right? But what did I expect at market open? I was still bullish. Like I wanted price to deliver higher, really higher into the N1 and to the draw I mentioned. So what I did was I waited for 5 minute structure and 50-minute structure. And you can already see the gap right here. And I think it was this. Not sure which range I thought. It was this range, I think. No, I took the 50-minute range. Yeah, I took the 50-minute range right here. This is how I marked my range. And I pretty much looked at market open and I saw that we wicked lower. Then price decided to still go lower. And what I did was I placed a limit right here at 1800. We also had discount. The range, yeah, I had it marked like this because it matched with 1800 perfectly, I remember. And then I had a stop of I think 15 points or 13 points, something like that. But then as you can see, I got edged. Me and Boy got edged on longs right here. And then after I got edged again right here, I deleted the limit and said, okay, never mind, I'm gonna wait. And what I did was I actually entered on this rejection block right here. And I expected market open to take the high, which in itself is a 127 RR. Now let's go a little bit lower on the time frame because I pretty much talked it through in the live with the people there. I saw that NQ didn't take this high. ES, let me check right here. ES took this high, right? Small SMT, for me this was enough because this was like around 433 points. Yeah, this for me was enough to move break even. So I moved break even after this candle close. And then when we took this high, I was like, okay, now we have two possibilities. We either sweep this high the same way ES did, or we reject off this SMT and I'm gonna get stop break even. And that is pretty much what happened today. So I got stop break even there on my trade. Didn't wanna re-enter right away because as you can see, we still have this SMT right here in place, this and this. But this didn't give me enough confidence trying to trigger because the way it closed. Also, I didn't wanna just re-enter 1 minute after the candle I got stopped on, right? This pretty much was the delivery I expected. My timing was a bit off, it got reswept, unlucky, whatever. Then, second, I expected a retracement when 10 a.m. opened. But the way this market looked, pretty trendy and just slight retracements, big expansions. What I told the guys in the live stream was I'm expecting this 5 minute gap right here to be all manipulation, like where we manipulate into. So I was expecting 10 a.m. to open, really slight retracement again, and then to deliver. So I told them, watch this 5-minute gap, go on to 1 minute, and then you can look for entries. And what we pretty much did was wait for this low to be made. I mean, this also gave like an entry trigger right here on this rejection block. So you could have entered right here if you were really trying to catch the low, or just wait for a close above 10 a.m. And this was like the best entry you could have gotten today. Just limit 10 a.m. with a stop below OTE of the range, and then break even at the high. And there was literally so much upside you could have caught today, like insane RR, right? A few people asked in the live why this was good. Mainly because with experience and chart time, you can guess that 10 a.m. is not going to retrace a lot because of the way the market looked, and you're trying to get your entry on these shallow retracements. So this was one trade I missed because I was answering questions and explaining why this could work and why it could fail. So I didn't take this one, but I saw that Paul took this. A lot of people in Discord took this. Really great trade. With a lot of like conferences stacked on top of each other. And then we pretty much tapped NWOG. And we had 11 open right here. And I pretty much played the same thing on the 11 candle. I saw that we wicked lower right here. I just needed, or like I wanted to log a trade for today. I saw that we formed this 1 minute wick. We had this candle confirming it to be a rejection block. We did have S&T right here, and pretty much played the same thing that I wanted on the 10 a.m. candle with a shallow retracement, and then just take the low hanging fruit at this high to log a winning day. So I took this. This was a, I would say maybe B setup. This wasn't a great trade to take. This was just me trying to catch a winning trade because I missed out on the others. But if you look at the risk, it's an 8-point stop and a 33-point TP. So this to me was worth the shot. And I closed right here when we took the high. So the 10 a.m. 1 hour candle high, ES made an S&T and pretty much locked my accounts, got off, had my winning day, and that's it. So I explained 3 good trades to take. The one right here, the one at market open that I took, and the one right here pre-market. This was more of a gamble trade to log a winning day. It worked good. If it didn't work, I would have gotten stopped for like 160. That's fine with me. So yeah, then I got off after this happened. But I've seen people talk about this in chat. I was like, damn, this 5 minute right here played pretty well. And then we had this huge move down where I didn't really look at charts anymore because I just got off and did something else. But this now, looking back, I mean, there could have possibly been an entry down here. Not sure now. But the way this looks, I mean, there's no S&T. Maybe there's a... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is a rejection block right here, but I don't know if you would enter this. I mean, pretty choppy to me. And then we had this huge candle where I don't really know what happened, but this looks like news to me, not gonna lie. And yeah, we delivered. We took this high again, and then we just chopped and retraced a little bit for the rest of the day. But yeah, pretty much what I saw, what I traded from this point up to this point right here, because we were on live for like 3 hours today, so had a lot of time to look at charts. I saw these 3 valid setups to take, and then just Probably could have found something right here too, but it's not the point I'm trying to make. I'm just explaining the session and how I saw it. So key takeaways. You will always find like a low risk entry. In this case, that's 5 minutes. And then you will see that market open delivers another entry. And then today, even 10 a.m. delivered an entry, right? So you have 3 possibilities to enter and take the trade to the draw. In this case, relative equal highs and yen won. So if you lost today or you took a trade that you didn't really want to take, go back, journal it, try to understand why probably failed. I mean, a few people probably wanted to short because they saw this move, and this is like the rally that really went against them. Looks like a short squeeze kind of. So if you had like the wrong bias today, that happens sometimes. I hope I explained pretty well how I saw this as accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution. And yeah, go back, journal the trades, log the emotions, what happens, did you tilt, just gain experience and try to do better next time. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This one's gonna be 60 minutes, a little bit longer than usual, but like I said, I would upload recaps when PA is decent and I have something to talk about, which the last 2 days was not really worth it in my opinion. First of all, we had bank holiday, and second, Tuesday was pretty mid for me. I took a break-even trade there and then went off right away. So maybe let's go over a quick outlook for the next couple. Yeah, maybe for tomorrow. I mean, we're pretty much filled this NWOG right here. Yeah, still has a little bit to go. The only thing I don't like right here is that we have no higher time frame SMT confirming the move up. We do have a structure that looks bullish to me. Also on the 4 hour we have like no gaps or something else. I mean, we did have this rejection block right here that got tapped and delivered. On the 1 hour we do have market structure forming, CISD, 1 hour gap, key opens. Now we have a new gap right here. You're gonna see if this one holds. We do have a new hourly range right here. I think this kind right here overlaps with an old NWOG low and probably also C of the gap is a little bit lower. But you have bullish structure. You could base longs off of if you really wanted to. Now the daily close to me, if you trade it mechanically, took the low, possibly the new day right here, it opens, whatever, with a gap or no gap, trades lower into some PD array, delivers to the high. If you trade a mechanical approach, you would expect this high to get taken tomorrow. Same thing on ES right here. Yeah, pretty much we took the low and took previous day high. So now it's just a matter of back into the range. I also explained in a live today that when you are in a range like this one, right, trades you take in the middle of the range are pretty much bound to fail. Why is that? Because price just goes from one extreme to the other. In this case, the 5 minute entry I talked about and the gap was at the extremes of the range. And you see how fast the reaction came and how we delivered. Same thing right here, right? So don't try to get caught in the middle trying to trade something. Wait for a discounted or premium area to base your trade off. And try and not get into trades where you know price is going to be choppy or whatever. Now, am I expecting tomorrow to be good? We're going to see. We have some decent news. I mean, we have initial jobless claims, so we have 8:30 news. We could see a data setup right there if it actually drops and has some impact. And then we have PCE, consumer spending, and this usually doesn't move a lot, but it could do a little bit of things. We'll see how that plays out or not. So 10 a.m. could be valid to trade too. And then we have, this is more of a news driver right here on Friday, but I won't be able to trade Friday, so I'll skip that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you found it insightful, and if tomorrow plays out with some decent PA, I'll just do another recap. I'll probably also give like an outlook when London and Asia are over, and I'm gonna try and explain what I see for the New York session and what I'm going to look at. So that's pretty much it. A long recap today. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.